today we are going to be looking at 3 different conspiracy theories within Call of Duty Zombies. Starting off with origins. Okay, so in the ending cutscene, we see Samantha and Eddie in Dr. Monty's house, which we know is in Argotha, playing with their toys. It starts off where the camera is pointing at Samantha's face, and then as she moves it and places it on the floor, we see the children playing with their toys. Eddie is holding Ultimus Richtofen and Takeo. Samantha is holding Nikolai. Behind them is the Panzer Soldat, so they're playing with the entire Ultimus crew. Almost. There is one character missing, which is of course Dempsey. However, as the cutscene continues, we hear Dr. Maxis telling the children to put the toys away, lock the windows and come down to the basement. We get a bit of a better look at other toys in their bedroom. We have Samantha's teddy bear on the windowsill, a zombie in the background which Fluffy knocks over, one of the giant robots. They then head down to the basement, the dog knocks over the camera, where we see a few more toys. Under the bed, we have the Victor's characters, Russman, Malton and Stuhlinger. I can't see Misty there, and in the background there is the mystery box, within it looks like a plane. There is the golden rod, one of those stones from the temple stairs in Shangri-La. I'm pretty sure what that is, I'd have to double check. Also there we can see the top of the Doris teleporter. On her shelf there is the monkey bomb, that looks like a plane, and a few other things. But, well, as I mentioned earlier, the only main character that we don't see in Samantha's bedroom, that we don't see the children playing with, is Dempsey. Well, also Misty as well. But perhaps the reason we don't see Dempsey here, which is weird, right? Because wherever Takeo, Nikolai and Richtofen are, you would expect Dempsey to be there as well. If they were playing with those characters, especially since this takes place after the Origins Easter egg, where we are playing as those characters, granted the premise ones, and we do know that this cutscene doesn't actually take place directly after Origins. This is a bit later on. Quite a few stuff happens in between the Origins ending and this cutscene, but the one character we don't see, which is weird, is Dempsey, and that may be because we are watching this cutscene through his eyes. It is not a camera that Samantha is holding, it is in fact Dempsey. She was playing with him. And also when you see the camera tip over and it leans on its side, the angle that it lands on, if you look at how Malton is leant over on his side, would make sense that this is in fact from the perspective of a toy, not a camera. We don't know the date that this cutscene takes place because it's in Argotha. If you read the Canorium, everything that took place in Argotha doesn't have a time or date. So even though Origins was in the 1980s, which would pretty much rule out the possibility that what Samantha was holding is a camera, that doesn't mean this cutscene happens in 1918 as well. It could be in the 50s, the 90s, the 2020s, and even then, because of the multiverse, because of things being able to appear in times that they're not supposed to, that still wouldn't really help us out. I suppose the other character this could be is Misty, but I think it makes more sense for it to be Dempsey, with us just having played as those characters, and then we see Eddie and Sam playing with Richtofen, Nikolai and Takeo. I think there's a high possibility that we are watching this cutscene through Dempsey's eyes. He is watching the children. What's also always intrigued me about this cutscene is when Eddie says to Samantha after he's finished playing with these toys, "I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam."
I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan.
Well, at this point, didn't he know that these toy characters they are playing with are real? Surely Samantha at least would have known that. They would have known that, hey, these weird looking toy characters aren't just random toys that we've got for you. These are real people that Dr. Monty has turned into figures, because it was Dr. Monty who got these toys for the children. Samantha was here in the house with her father Maxis and Dr. Monty. When they were called down to the basement, they were going down there to meet the souls of the other children, Nikolai, Takeo and Dempsey. So surely at that point when they met the kid versions of those characters they were just playing with, they would have said, hang on, so the heroes in our stories are real, but they're children? Or would Eddie at one point not have gone, hang on, I'm playing with this Ultimus version of Richtofen? This is me? Did he not know that's him grown up? Could he not tell that he looks slightly similar to this toy he was playing as? I've always thought it's a little bit weird how Eddie said he wished the characters in his stories were real when they are. Surely one of them would have known that, unless they just never thought of Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey and Richtofen as heroes and they were more bad guys in their stories. I mean, they were holding the Ultimus versions, which, well, weren't heroes, but the premise ones were, in my opinion. So yeah, that's slightly odd, but getting back to the original theory, I think we are watching the Origins cutscene from the point of view of Dempsey, through his eyes, not a camera. Now, the second conspiracy revolves around the relics we see in Zero Base. All of these items here were placed by Dr. Maxis. We see things from the Origin staffs to the Golden Rod to the Vril Sophia and Ted, but the question is, are these items real? Because the Canorium tells us that these are artifacts and replicas that were collected by Maxis from different timelines. So does that mean everything we see here is a replica? Is this the real version of Ted, or is it just a replica of him? Is this one of the real Origin staffs? Is this Golden Rod one of the real artifacts or a replica? I suppose because these are collected from multiple different timelines, they don't have to be from the ones that we experienced or played in, meaning they could all be real and wouldn't affect the story that we learn. For example, if in Dimension 63 we used one of the Origin staffs, well, this one right here that Maxis has collected in Zero Base could be from Dimension 50 or Dimension 1000, a dimension that we didn't get to see play out. I mean, still then it's kind of weird why Maxis even has all of these artifacts or why he wanted to collect them. That's never told to us. Important things you could kind of understand, like the Canorium. He would want one place to keep all of the important items, so if he ever needed them, he would know where to obtain them. But things such as Ted the robot, what would he ever provide to Maxis? Why would he ever need him? What would make Maxis go out to, I don't know, Dimension 3000 and say, let me take Ted the robot and place him in my secret base? It's a little bit of a mystery as to what Maxis was thinking here. Even though the Canorium says what Maxis collected were artifacts and replicas, surely everything here would have to be a genuine artifact, a real item from one of the dimensions out there, because who and why would someone make a replica of the Vril Sophia or Ted the robot? I've always thought that's slightly odd. And then the third and final theory that I want to put into this video, it's a quick one, but a question I always see people asking, and it's about the fourth giant robot we find in Origins, the one that is downed, because we are never told any information about it. And in fact, if we were to never see it here, we wouldn't even know Group 935 built this, because the Canorium only tells us they constructed 3 robots. It says, using element 115, Group 935 constructs Freya, Odin, and Thor, giant robots who they believe will secure victory for the Central Powers. However, in Origins, we see this 4th giant robot, which is downed. We don't know the name for it, we don't know what downed it. Was it one of the planes that we see flying in the sky? Potentially, but if that was the case, why have they not done damage to the other 3? What downed this thing unless it malfunctioned, ended up collapsing for some reason and did it itself? Yeah, there's a little bit of mystery surrounding this 4th robot we see in Origins, just because, well, we were never even told Group 935 built 4, only 3, but clearly they did. What happened to it? So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. I know a lot of you are watching this on your big TV, so if you could just use your controller, select, I think it's up or down, and then just click that subscribe icon, click on my channel icon, and then go to subscribe. I'd appreciate that a lot. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, goodbye.